today. And this session, we are going to solve problems involving quadratic equations. Before we start with the problem solving, let us have the things to remember for us to represent the given problem. So for us to represent the following, kapag ikaw ay nakarinig ng a number, you represent it as x. Kapag ikaw ay nakarinig ng consecutive numbers, so we have two numbers that you have consecutive. We have the first number should be x, the second number should be x plus 1. Kung hanggang third number, syempre, ang susunod doon is x plus 2. Is it clear? If you have consecutive odd or even numbers, you are going to represent your first number as x, your second number as x plus 2. If there is a third number, represent it as x plus 4. Is it clear? Then, kapag ikaw ay nakarinig naman ng is means equal sign. Alright? Next tayo. So, paano naman kapag plus sign, minus sign, or multiplication? So, kapag plus sign, madalas yung maririnig ay si more than, longer than, added by, increased. Kapag ikay nakakarinig nun, so, gagamitin mo is plus sign. So, kung magkakaroon ka ng problem, ang sabi niya ay 3 more than a number, you will represent it as x plus 3. So, kapag may more than na word, uunahin mo lagi yung number kaysa dun sa given mo doon. So, 3 more than a number, so you will represent it as x plus 3. Is it clear? Halimbawa, 3 longer than a number, you will represent it as x plus 3. 2 more than or longer than, 2 longer than a number, x plus 2. Is it clear? Next tayo, let us have minus sign. So, kapag minus sign naman, so, we have here less than, smaller than. So, 2 less than a number, meaning x minus 2. Lagi kapag may than, unahin yung variable kaysa dun sa number. Is it clear? Halimbawa namang 2 less the number. So, kapag ganito ang inyong given, 2 less the number, wala kang narinig na than, wala kang nabasang than, so you will write it as is 2 minus x. Naintindihan? So, kasi kapag plus sign, walang effect yan Walang effect dun sa ano mo. Ang magkakaroon lang lagi ng effect dun sa minus sign kapag nagkabaliktad yung number mo at saka yung given mo. Is it clear? So, kailangan iintindihin mabuti yung tanong. Basta kapag may than, nauna si variable. Pag walang than, unahin mo yung number. 2 less, so 2 minus the number. Sa halimbawa, 2 decrease the number. So, 2 minus x. Is it clear? Then, for multiplication, we have twice a number. So, meaning 2x. 4 times a number, meaning 4x. 3 times a number, meaning 3x. Or thrice a number, meaning 3x. Is it clear? So, that are the things that you need to remember first before we have the problem solving. Let us move. Let us start with number sense problem. Number 1. The square of a positive number is decreased by 4 times the number gives 12. Find the number. So, we are going to represent the number by x. So, your given here is x as your number. So, ito yung hinahanap natin. Then, let us create the equation by using the given statement. Sabi niya, square of the positive number. So, ito yung positive number, yung x. Sabi niya is squared. So, kung squared, we have here x squared. Squared mo yung number. Is it clear? Then, decrease by 4 times. So, since decrease, we are going to use subtraction minus 4 times the number. So, 4 times daw nito. So, since we have 4 times, that is 4x. Gives means equal sign. We have 12. That is it. So, you have your working equation. Since you have your working equation, we are going to change this one into standard form of quadratic equation. So, how? We are going to transpose 12 to the other side, then equate it into 0. So, you have your x squared minus 4x minus 12 is equals to 0. Since we have now your quadratic equation, we are going to factor now. So, dun ka na sa pinakamadaling way, which is factoring, diba? So we are going to factor for us to solve for x. So what is the squared of x squared? What is the factor of x squared? We have x and x. Then since yung third term mo is negative, so it should be positive and negative ang assign mo. Then, think of factors of 12 na kapag sinubtract mo, the answer is negative 4. So, the factors of 12, merong kang 1 and 12. We have 3 and 4, and then we have 6 and 2. So, kapag sinubtract mo to, we have 11. Pag sinubtract mo to, we have 1. Pag sinubtract mo to, we have 4. Diba? So, ang kailangan na lang natin gawin, yung kung saan si positive and negative. Since negative ito, therefore, your higher number should be negative. So, therefore, this one is negative, this one is positive. If we have negative 6 plus 4, the answer is negative 4. Alright? So, lumabas na. Therefore, this one is x plus 2, and this one is x minus 6, equal to 0. Then, solve for x. So, you have here equated into 0. We have x plus 2 equals to 0. X minus 6 is equals to 0 by using 0 property. Then, solve for x. X is equals to, just transpose, it becomes negative 2. Then, x, just transpose, it equals to positive 6. Since positive number ang hinahanap natin, therefore, your answer should be x is equals to positive 6. So, therefore, 6 is the number. Is it clear? So, that is your final answer. Right? So, that is for number 1. Let's move with number 2. Number 2. The product of two consecutive positive number is 42. Find the two numbers. So, since we have consecutive number here and two numbers are involved, so we have your first number. We are going to represent your first number and the second number. Say consecutive, so therefore, ang first number mo is x and the second number should be x plus 1. That is it. Then, let us represent your equation by analyzing the given statement. Sabi niya, the product of two consecutive. So, meron na tayong two consecutive, product daw niya. So, we are going to multiply. So, first number multiplied by the second number. Is means equal sign, then 42. That is it. So, this is our working equation. Since we have now your equation, i-change na lang natin siya into standard form of quadratic equation by distributing x to the binomial. So, x times x, the answer is x squared. X times 1, the answer is x. Then, 42, lipat mo na sa kabilang side. So, since it is positive, it becomes negative 42 is equal to 0. That is it. Now, let us use factoring. Factor ni x squared, you have your x and x. Since negative ulit ito, should be positive and negative. So, what would be the factors of 42 na kapag sinubtract mo, the answer is 1 na lang. So, we have 6 and 7. Diba? 6 times 7, the answer is 42. If you subtract 6 minus 7, the answer is 1. Nga lang, sino ang positive, sino ang negative? Since positive ito, ang kukuhanin mo, yung higher number, yun yung plus sign. So, this is the higher number which is 7. Ito ay magiging minus. If you subtract it, it becomes positive 1. So, ayun, lumabas na. So, dito ay positive 7. Dito naman is negative 6. Then, equal to 0. Then, let us use 0 property. We have here x plus 7 is equals to 0. Then, x minus 6 equals to 0. Then, so for x is equals to, just transpose, that is negative 7. Then, x is equal to positive 6. Ang sabi dito, consecutive positive numbers. Since positive ang ating hinahanap, therefore, ang ating ilalagay as the answer is x is equals to 6, which is a positive number. Is it clear? So, your first number is equal to 6. That is your x. For us to find the second number, so anong gagawin mo? So, you have your x plus 1, yung second number mo, just substitute. 6 plus 1. So, the answer is 7. Therefore, your answer is 6 and 7. And 7 are the two numbers. Consecutive numbers. That is it. Okay? So, how will you check your work? If you multiply it, 6 times 7, the answer is positive 42. Alright? So that's for number 2. Let us move with number 3. Number 3. The sum of two numbers is 14 and their product is 40. What are the numbers? Our given here is about sum and product. So as you remember, noong ating past lesson, we tackled about sum and product of the roots of the given equation. Tama? So yun yung gagamitin natin. So our equation should be in the form of x squared minus the sum plus the product is equal to 0. So, naaalala? Then, we are going to substitute. So, since we have your given, ang sabi niya, ang sum daw po is equal to 14, and then the product is equal to 40. Then, we are going to substitute. So, we have your x squared minus, ang sum is 14, then the product is 40. So, 14x, sum x. 14x plus 40 is equal to 0. Right. Since we have now your working equation, we are going to factor now. Factor ni x squared is x and x. Since positive ang third term mo and negative yung ating second term, parehas na negative ang gagamitin natin. Kung positive naman sila lahat, parehas na positive. Naintindihan? Then, let us have the factors of 40. Factors ni 40, pag inad mo ay 14. So, we have here 10 and 4. So, since parehas na negative. So, the answer here is negative 14. Ayun, lumabas. Did you get it? Then, with this one is negative 10 and this one is negative 4 as a factor. So, it is equal to 0. Then, we have, equate it into 0, minus 10 equals to 0, x minus 4 equals to 0, then solve for x. X is equals to, just transpose, it becomes positive 10, x is equals to positive 4. So, therefore, the numbers are 10 and 4 are the numbers. So, sila yung numbers. So, ang sum daw nila, pag inad mo, 10 plus 4, the answer is 14. When you multiply 10 times 4, the answer is 40. So, this is now your final answer. Is it clear? Let us have the next problem. Let us move with the geometric problems. In geometric problems, ito yung pangkaraniwan na ginagamit kapag ikaw ay nagsosolve ng quadratic equation. We have the area of the square, a equals to s squared. Area of a rectangle, a equals to length times the width. Area of a rectangle, a equals to 1/2 base times the height. Let us have an example. Number 1. The length of a rectangle is twice its width. Its area is 32 centimeters squared. Find the dimension. Since rectangle ang ating kinukuha, therefore, ang gagamitin natin ay CA equals to length times the width. Let us represent your length and width first. Your given length, and then we have the width. Ang ating given statement, the length of a rectangle is twice its width. Since ang length natin ay nakadepende kay width, therefore, ang width mo, yan ang ire-represent natin as x. Then, for your length, it says that twice its width. So, twice daw nito. So, therefore, ang length mo is 2x. Naintindihan? Then, you have the area, A, as 32 centimeters squared. Now, let us have your formula for us to have your equation. Ang formula natin is A is equals to length times the width. So, ang area mo, we have here 32, just substitute, is equal to, your length is 2x, and then your width, we have here x. Then, we are going to simplify by multiplying this one. So, just copy. So, pwede na natin pagbaliktad din yan. So, we have 2x times x, the answer is 2x squared is equal to 32. They are just the same. So, you have here 2x squared is equal to 32. Afterwards, since wala kang linear term dyan, divide mo lang to by 2. By 2, canceled out. So, it left to x squared is equals to 16. So, extracting square roots lang yung gagamitin natin yan. We are going to square root both side lang. Then, canceled out square, then square root. So, you have here x is equal to, since extracting square roots, it should be positive and negative. Square root is 16, we have here 4. Pero, ang ating hinahanap ay length at width. Since wala namang negative na length at width, so syempre, ang i-consider nating answer is positive number. Therefore, your x is equals to positive 4 centimeter. Do not forget the unit. So, since ang x mo ay 4 centimeter, this would be your width. Then, for the length, anong gagawin nyo? Ang length mo is 2x. So, just substitute. 2 multiplied, ang x mo is 4. 2 times 4, the answer is 8 centimeter. Is it clear? Therefore, your dimension is 4 by 8 centimeter. Or your width is 4 centimeter and length is 8 centimeter. Is it clear? So, that is how you are going to solve if you have geometric problems. Let us have another example. Number 2. Suppose the length of the billboard is 4 centimeter longer than its width and the area is 96 meters squared. What is the length and width of the billboard? So, let us have the given first. Given. You have the length and the width. Ang sabi niya, length of the billboard is 4 cm longer than its width. So, nakadepende na naman yung length doon sa width. So, therefore, ang width mo is x. 4 cm longer than. So, longer than. So, we have here x plus 4. So, mas mataas daw ng 4 na sentimetro si length kesa kay width. Then, your area is equal to 96 meters squared. Now, your formula for the length of the rectangle, we have here length times the width. So, you are going to substitute. So, your area is 96 is equal to, this one is, your length is x plus 4, then multiplied by the width, which is x. That is it. Pwede nating pagpaliktadan. X plus 4 times x is equal to 96. O, para hindi kayo malilito. Since we have your working formula, ito, simplify lang natin. Just multiply it. X times x, you have your x squared. 4 times x, we have your plus 4x. Si 96, just transpose to the other side, it becomes negative 96 is equals to 0. Meron na tayong standard form. We are going to factors now. Factor na natin. Is equal to 0. We are going to factor x squared. We have x and x. Since negative ito, isang positive, isang negative. We are going to think the factors of 96. Pag sinubtract natin, the answer is 4. So, if you are going to think the factors of 96, we have here 12 at saka 8. So, 12 times 8, the answer here is 96. Okay? Then, kapag sinubtract natin siya, 12 minus 8, the answer is 4. Yun nga lang, it is positive. So, dapat yung positive sign ay nasa higher number. Plus, then minus. So, 12 minus 8, the answer is positive 4. So, we have the correct factors na. Ito ay plus 12, ito ay minus 8. Then, afterwards, we are going to solve. So, equate it both factors into 0. X equals to 12, then x minus 8 is equals to 0. Then solve for x. X is equals to, just transpose, that is negative 12. Then x is equals to negative 8, just transpose, that is positive 8. Since sukat ulit ang pinag-uusapan natin, we are consider the positive answer. So, since you have your x as your 8, therefore, your width is equal to 8 centimeter. Kasi siya yung x mo. Then, for your length, we have here x plus 4, x plus 4. So, yung x magiging 8, then plus 4. So, 8 plus 4, the answer is 12 centimeter. This is now your length. Is it clear? So, you have now your length and width, which is 8 centimeter and length for 12 centimeter. Is it clear? Number 3. A rectangular table has an area of 27 feet squared and a perimeter of 24 feet. What are the dimension of the table? So, ang given natin ay area of 27 and a perimeter of 24. Yan. So, let us have the formula for the area. Ang formula ng area is length times width kasi rectangular tayo. And the perimeter of the rectangle is twice the length plus the width. As you can see, si area is a product and then yung width mo, yung perimeter mo is sum. Sum and product are involved. Kaso may 2 dito. So, para mawawala yung 2. So, i-divide mo siya by 2 and by 2. Cancelled out 2. So, meaning, perimeter divided by 2 para maging sum na lang siya. Naintindihan? So, si length is a product. So, this one would be the product. Then, this one would be the sum. So, for us to find the sum of this one, yung perimeter mo, which is 24. So, 24, i-divide natin by 2. 24 divided by 2, the answer is 12. So, this would be the sum. And proceed tayo dun sa sum and product. Okay? So, yung ating equation for the sum and product is x squared minus sum of times the x, then plus the product is equal to 0. Yun na yan. Then, let us solve. Let us substitute x squared minus, ang sum natin is 12. So, we have here 12x. Then, plus, ang product natin, we have here 27 is equal to 0. Afterwards, we are going to factor. We have here x and x. Since ito ay negative and this one is positive, parehas na negative. Factors ni 27, pag inad mo, is 12. We have 9 and 3. 9 times 3, 27. 9 plus 3, the answer is 12. They should be both negative. So, we have here minus 9 and minus 3 equals to 0. Then, solve for x. X is equals to, negative becomes minus 9 equals to 0. Then, x minus 3 is equals to 0. So, x minus 9, lipat mo, x is equals to positive 9. Then, this one, x is equals to positive 3. That is it. Therefore, ang inyong dimension, the dimension is 9 feet by 3 feet. So, this would be your dimension. Is it clear? So, that is the length and the width natin. Alright? Let us have another kind of problems in quadratic equation. Work problem. So, ito lang yung dapat nyo tataan kapag work problem. Si rate 1 nung unang nagtrabaho plus yung rate nung pangalawang nagtrabaho equal doon sa rate nila na sabay silang nagtrabaho. So, the rate is equal to the reciprocal of the time. So, kailangan natin makuha muna yung time ng bawat isa. Then, we are going to find for the rate. So, yung i-reciprocal lang natin yung time. Then, equal natin doon sa sabay silang nagtrabaho. Right? So, let us have number 1. Jim and Ashley can clean the house in 6 hours. If they work together, Jim can clean the house alone in 5 hours more than Ashley. How long that is take Jim to clean the house alone? How about Ashley? For the given, let us have the time of each other. So, kapag together, si Jim and Ashley. Pag silang dalawa ang nagtrabaho, we have 6 hours. Yan. Then, sabi niya dito, Jim can clean the house alone in 5 hours more than Ashley. So, yung trabaho ni Jim nakadepende dun kay Ashley. So, therefore, si Ashley, siya yung magiging X natin. Okay? Then, si Jim, 5 hours more than. Si Jim naman is 5 hours more than, so X plus 5. That is it. Then, find the reciprocal for the rate. So, ang magiging rate nito ay magiging 1 over 6. This one is 1 over X. Then, this one is 1 over X plus 5. Then, eto, i-add natin, equal natin sa together. So, yun yan. Yung rate ni Ashley at saka ni Jim. So, we have your working equation of 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 5 is equal to 1 over 6. That is it. Then, we have here, find the LCD. So, ang LCD niya is, since wala namang common sa kanila, multiply mo lang. 6x times x plus 5. So, that is your LCD. So, you have 6x times x plus 5. Afterwards, your LCD, yung LCD mo, i-divide mo dun sa inyong denominator mo, multiply natin sa numerator. 6x times x plus 5 divided by x. So, mawawala lang yung x, matitira si 6 times x plus 5, multiply mo sa 1. So, you have 6 times x plus 5. Then, we have here plus. Then, 6x times x plus 5 divided by x plus 5. Mawawala yung x plus 5, matitira si 6x, times mo dun kay 1. So, you have here 6x. Equal. So, dito, ang mawawala lang ay si 6. So, times mo sa 1. So, you have x times x plus 5. That is it. Then, simplify natin. 6 times x, you have here 6x. 6 times 5, you have here 30. Then, plus 6x equals x times x, you have here x squared. X times 5, you have here plus 5x. Then, pagpalitin natin sila ng pwesto. So, bale, ito yung ililipat natin sa kabilang side. Kasi nandito na yung x squared, which is yung x squared positive, para hindi na siya maging negative kung si x squared yung ililagay mo doon, diba? So, you have here x squared plus 5x. Lipat natin to doon, sa kabilang side, magiging negative 6x. Etong 6x lipat mo, negative 6x din. Etong 30, magiging negative 30, equals 0. Then, combine like terms. So, you have your x squared, then 5 minus 6, that is negative 1, minus 6 ulit, that is negative 7x. Then, minus 30 equals to 0. Now, you have now your standard form of quadratic equation. We can now proceed with factoring na dito. So, what would be the factors of x squared minus 7x minus 30? So, we have x and x. Factors ni 30, since negative ito, isang positive, isang negative. So, pag sinubtract mo, the answer is 10. So, that is 10 and 3. Diba? 10 times 3, we have 30. 10 minus 3, the answer is 7. So, dapat the higher number is negative. So, it should be negative 10. Then, you have here 3. Equals to 0. Then, solve for x na. So, x is equals here negative 3. X is equals here, which is positive 10. So, since ang ating pinag-uusapan ay time, therefore, positive pa rin dapat ang ating time. So, ang time natin is x. Si Ashley ay kaya niyang trabahuhin yung paglilinis ng bahay within 10 hours. That is it. That is x. While si Jim naman, kaya niyang trabahuhin, that is 10 plus 5, which is 15 hours. So, that is it. So, 10 hours si Ashley, then 15 hours naman si Jim. Number 2. Elaine and Gigi can finish cleaning the house in 2 hours. If it take Elaine working alone 3 hours longer than it takes Gigi, how many hours that Elaine and Gigi can finish cleaning if they work alone? So, kapag silang dalawa ni Elaine and Gigi, 2 hours lang daw. Elaine and Gigi. So, this is together. 2 hours. Then, if it takes Elaine working alone 3 hours longer than it takes Gigi, so, nakadepende si Gigi kay Elaine, therefore, si Gigi ay X. Then, si Elaine ay sabi niya, working 3 hours longer than Gigi. So, mas matagal siya ng 3 oras kesa kay Gigi. Then, let us have the rate of this one. So, the rate is 1/2. This one is 1 over x. Then, this one is 1 over x plus 3. Let us have the equation. So, you have Gigi plus Elaine is equal to Gigi and Elaine. So, Gigi ay 1 over x. si Elaine is 1 over x plus 3, just add, is equal, if they work together, we have here 1/2. Then, let us find for the LCD. So, pagsama-samahin lang, 2x times x plus 3. Then, you are going to divide and multiply. So, dito, pag dinivide mo, ang matitira, mawala si x. Ang matitira ay si 2 times x plus 3. Then, plus. Ito, pag dinivide mo, mawala si x plus 3, matitira si 2x. Multiply mo kay 1, so it becomes 2x. Equals. Ito, divide mo dito, mawawala yung 2. Ang matitira ay si x times x plus 3. Then, we are going to simplify. Distribute. 2x, 2 times 3, we have plus 6. Just copy plus 2x is equal to x times x, that is x squared. X times 3, that is plus 3x. Then, since x squared dito ay positive, ito na ilipat natin sa kabilang side. Just copy x squared plus 3x. Lipat mo doon si 2x, magiging minus 2x. Lipat mo doon si 2x, magiging minus 2x. Lipat mo doon si positive 6x, it becomes negative 6 is equal to 0. Then, combine this 3. So, you have here x squared. 3x minus 2x, the answer is 1. 1 minus 2x, that is negative x. Then, minus 6 equals to 0. Then, we are going to use factoring here. So, you have here x and x. What would be the factors of 6? Pag sinubtract mo ay 1. So, you have here 3 and 2. So, since negative yung higher ang sagot mo, dapat ang negative is the higher number, then positive yung lower. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. So, this is correct. So, therefore, positive, negative. Ang positive mo ay 2, ang negative mo ay 3 equals to 0. Then, we have to solve for x. So, x is equals to, just transpose, that is negative 2. X is equals to, just transpose, that is positive 2. Since oras ulit ang pinag-uusapan natin, so you have the positive numbers which is equal to 3. Therefore, si Gigi can work alone within 3 hours. Then, si Elaine, for us to have Elaine, yung work ni Gigi, which is 3, plus 3 hours, the answer is 6 hours. So, si Gigi can work alone for 3 hours, and Elaine can work alone for 6 hours. But if they work together, they can work only for 2 hours. Is it clear? So, that is how will you solve for work problem.